The winter of 1887 settled heavily over the remote mountain wilderness. Snow covered the ground, and a thick fog drifted between the towering pine trees. 4 hunters, Thomas, Daniel, Arthur, and Samuel, had been living in a small hunting camp deep in the forest for nearly a week. That night, they sat around a crackling fire, sharing stories while the wind whispered through the trees. Then they heard it, a woman's voice, faint, desperate. "Help me, please help me." The men froze. Daniel immediately stood up. "Someone's out there." Samuel's face turned pale. "That doesn't make sense. There are no settlements for miles." But Thomas grabbed his rifle. "If someone needs help, we're not leaving them." Reluctantly, the 4 hunters followed the voice into the fog-covered forest. The cries continued. "Help me, Dot. Please," yet no matter how far they walked, they never seemed to get closer. Then suddenly, silence. The forest became unnaturally still, no wind, no birds, nothing. Daniel lowered his lantern toward the ground and noticed footprints in the snow. Human footprints, but they were backward, as if someone had walked in reverse. Samuel whispered nervously, "We need to leave. Right now." A rustling sound erupted behind them. The hunters spun around, rifles raised, nothing. Then a voice emerged from the darkness. "Thomas, over here." The blood drained from their faces. It was Daniel's voice, perfectly copied. The problem was that Daniel was standing right beside them. A few seconds later the voice came again. "Thomas, over here," this time from deeper within the forest. Arthur's hands trembled. "Something is mimicking us." Then they saw it. 2 glowing eyes appeared between the trees. A towering figure slowly stepped through the fog. It was nearly 8 feet tall, its body was impossibly thin, its arms hung far below its knees, parts of its skin looked human, other parts looked like animal hide stretched over bone, its face was the worst part, half human, half skull, and its grin was far too wide. The creature stared at them, smiling. Thomas fired first, then Arthur, then Daniel. Gunshots thundered through the forest, but the creature didn't fall, it didn't even flinch. Instead, its smile widened. And then it vanished into the darkness. The hunters sprinted back toward camp, branches whipped against their faces as panic took over. When they finally reached the campsite, they stopped dead. Samuel was gone, his rifle lay abandoned near the fire. A trail of drag marks disappeared into the forest, then they heard it, Samuel's voice. "Thomas. Help me." The voice echoed from the trees, then another cry. "Arthur. Please." The hunters stared into the darkness, neither of them moved, because they knew Samuel had vanished only minutes ago. Whatever was calling them was not Samuel. The rest of the night became a nightmare. Footsteps circled the camp, slow, heavy. Sometimes they heard a woman crying, sometimes a child laughing, sometimes Samuel begging for help. Each voice came from a different direction, as if the forest itself had come alive. When dawn finally arrived, they decided to leave. But as they approached their horses, horror awaited them. One horse lay dead in the snow, its neck twisted completely backward. Written beside it in blood were 4 words, "I am still here." Daniel staggered backward. Then he saw someone standing between the trees. Samuel, at least it looked like Samuel, same clothes, same face, but his eyes were completely black, and his smile stretched from ear to ear. The figure tilted its head, then spoke in Samuel's voice. "I'm ready to go home." A terrible scream exploded through the forest. Thomas and Arthur ran without looking back. They escaped the mountains and never returned. But Daniel disappeared that morning. No body was ever found. Years later, travelers still reported hearing cries for help in those woods after sunset. And those who followed the voices were never seen again, because sometimes, in the deepest parts of the forest, the thing calling your name isn't human, it's a skinwalker. Evergreen Skull.